Every business knows that true success comes from strong connections built and established over time. Whether it's a connection between you and your business partners or your company and your consumers. At Eastern Communications, we believe in a strong and personal connection. In prioritizing both our high-tech and our high-touch solutions, we bring back the human connection in the ever-expanding industry of information and communications technology. In doing so, we've amassed a wide array of various solutions designed to not only improve our clients' businesses, but to also create seamless experiences for their own customers. This is why customized solutions and strong connections matter so much to us. Keep your company files safe and secure through data centers and cloud services that allow easy access for your employees and are scalable to match the needs of your business. We understand just how important proper collaboration and communication are to the success of a business, which is why we can offer your company the proper tools needed to enhance collaboration efficiency, all while maintaining an agile and flexible network that is scalable to the size of your company. These collaboration tools are key to developing your business's continuity and are easily accessible at any time and from any device, all while maintaining the security your company needs. Speaking of security, no matter what stage of a cyber attack you are in, Eastern Communications will always ensure that your company is prepared with the help of the Cyber Defense Suite. From before the attack happens, during the time it's in progress, and even after it begins to damage systems and steal information, Eastern Communications is equipped with products and services for every phase. Eastern also provides relevant managed services that suit your company's needs. That way, you can better focus on running your business and leave the technical aspect up to us. Of course, every business needs reliable connectivity in order to maintain its day-to-day processes. Our world-class data services ensure the smoothest flow of data and information for your company. Together, we can help you create personalized networks that are well-suited for your company's specific needs, containing all of the benefits with none of the hassle. If it's internet you need, Eastern Communications Internet Services can provide your company with fast connections and high bandwidth availabilities. This way, you have access to flexible speeds and stronger connections to the internet. Lastly, we want to help you establish your own strong connections with your company's partners and customers. Eastern's voice services offers seamless solutions for your customer service needs and easily connects you to your customers. These are only some of the many solutions and services that Eastern Communications has established over the years for our many partners. And while we still have a long way to go, you can be sure that Eastern Communications will continue to be your partner and take you from where you are now to where you want to go. Together, we can all finish strong for our tomorrow. These days, a lot of companies are changing their business model and shifting to digital in order to keep up with the new normal. With this shift comes a new dynamic threat landscape that some companies aren't equipped to handle. Companies need a strong defense system in place in order to keep confidential files and data safe. The proper defense against these threats requires control across all phases of a cyber attack. From before the attack happens, during the time it's in progress, and even after it begins to damage systems and steal information. This is why Eastern Communications has ideal high-tech and high-touch products designed for every stage of the attack continuum, ensuring that your company has only the best in cybersecurity. Before an attack even takes place, your company needs products that discover cyber threats, enforce a strong defense system, and harden that protection so that the threats don't break through. First, secure a next-generation firewall. This will filter network traffic to protect an organization from external threats. They also possess deeper inspection capabilities that give them a superior ability to identify attacks, malware, and other threats. Eastern's next-gen firewall continually evolves. Not only does it block malware, but it also includes paths for future updates, ensuring it is flexible enough to evolve with the landscape and keep the network secure as new threats arise. It is also equipped with a virtual private network, so that your employees can securely send and receive data in the company network. Now let's take a look at the solutions that can come into play during the time a cyber attack is in progress. Distributed denial of service is a specific type of cyber attack that disrupts normal traffic to targeted critical business applications and services, leading to angry customers and potential brand damage. Eastern's DDoS protection is capable of mitigating any type of attack on any website and is fully managed by a responsive, round-the-clock operations team, ensuring every real web visitor is never denied service. Another product is a web application firewall which can help defend your company from malicious web traffic. Unlike regular firewalls, a WAF filters the content of specific web applications to catch harmful web traffic that other security measures might miss. Lastly, we have endpoint security solutions. During a cyber attack, these protect end-user devices such as company laptops, desktops, and mobile devices from being exploited by malware or other kinds of cybersecurity threats. Finally, to ensure maximum protection, let's look into the solutions your company needs after a cyber attack has begun damaging your network or stealing your information. First, you will require a managed security operations center which provides 24/7 security monitoring as well as access to a shared team of fully trained cybersecurity professionals. To round off your company's impenetrable defenses, vulnerability assessment and penetration testing are crucial. These are security testing services your company can benefit from after a cyber attack. These testing systems focus on identifying vulnerabilities in your company's server and network infrastructure. Afterwards, it gives your organization a detailed view of potential threats, enabling your company to adapt and better prepare your defenses for future attacks. As your company makes the transition to more and more digital services and protocols, take that extra measure to protect your organization from outside threats. It's important to keep your company's network and data secure through every phase of a cyber attack. In the new normal of business in the digital landscape, let Eastern Communications provide your company with the cybersecurity it needs to stay safe and have a strong tomorrow. Emergency situations and global crises has had a profound influence on how people live and work, with many employers adapting remote work arrangements. Aside from a stable internet connection and the right productivity tools, companies and employees must ensure that their devices and data can be securely accessed, as if they were still in the office. Which is why Eastern Communications presents the Eastern Teleworker Gateway. Eastern Teleworker Gateway is an enterprise-class firewall, virtual private network gateway, and router. Each model is designed to securely extend cloud-managed networking for employees, IT staff, and executives working remotely. It allows administrators to deploy network services including voice over internet protocol and remote endpoints with automatic zero-touch provisioning. Additionally, it provides wired and wireless access and increases end-user productivity, creating a secure and worry-free internet connection for your employees. Eastern Teleworker Gateway makes it easy to extend your company's corporate local area network to remote sites across the country, without requiring your employees and devices to install VPN software. Eastern Teleworker Gateway also enables traffic shaping, allowing you to regulate network data transfer, ensuring important applications and traffic are prioritized. So what does this mean for your employees and staff who are working remotely? It's easy to set up. Creating a new remote site is as simple as adding a remote network in your company's user dashboard. Once you've keyed in the access points and SSIDs of your employees, everyone automatically has access to your company's secure network. Eastern Teleworker Gateway also provides secure access to your company's main network from anywhere, with remote access points automatically establishing a secure connection to the company head office. This allows effective forklifting of your office to your employees' homes. It lets your company stay connected with voice and data by granting administrators the capability to monitor and manage the entire remote office infrastructure through a private company telephone network. Finally, with centralized management, problems can be diagnosed remotely using built-in real-time diagnostic tools. Even small-scale IT staff can be empowered to manage large distributed networks via the internet from anywhere. Eastern Teleworker Gateway is the ideal solution for teleworkers based at home, small branch offices, temporary sites like events and conferences, and your employees in the field. This ensures that your employees and executives have the same in-office network experience while working remotely. This is just one of many solutions that Eastern Communications can provide your company in order to maintain your strong connection, not just for your customers but for your employees as well. With Eastern Teleworker Gateway, we can help your company move towards our strong tomorrow.
Okay, everyone, time to get settled in because this program is about to start. Hello, everybody. Good afternoon to all of our business owners, our guests, and our speakers today. My name is Carla Barreto, and I'm your host and moderator of this E-Huddle series. So, a big welcome to you. Thank you for joining us in today's webinar of Eastern Communications E-Huddle with the theme Inspire Fearless Transformation. We're so excited to get started and just to share all these insights that our speakers have for us today, and how, of course, we are going to apply this to the current business landscape. A lot of ground to cover, and so we're just gonna fire away, shall we? So here to welcome us as we take the steps to the now normal. I mean, our previous period was the new normal. Now it's the now normal. You know how it is, all these new terms coming into the mix. Here to take us to through the steps to the now normal is Eastern Communications Industry Head of Government and Services Industry. Let's welcome Mr. Carlo Alzul.
Thank you, Carla. Good afternoon to everyone, and thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. We are grateful that you took time off your schedule to be with us today. The events of the past year had rendered business helpless by the coronavirus. As we start picking up the pieces, we want to veer away from the confusion and focus on keeping our business alive. These pandemic times call for us to speed up our digital transformation journey to survive and thrive our way past a post-pandemic scenario. To keep business on track despite our now you open, now you close economy, be able to rebound and better adapt to the shift in the way of doing business. Eastern Communications continues to hold the Eastern E-Huddle webinar series to keep our clientele updated with insights, custom fit service models, and emerging technology trends that could help rejuvenate enterprises on their business resurgence and digital transformation journey. It is the company's belief that in coming together, we will be able to rise over this crisis. We hope that you will be inspired by today's session and we move to keep on keeping on. Once again, welcome and enjoy the rest of the afternoon.
Starting us strong there. Thank you so much, Sir Carlo Alzul, for that opening message for all of our guests today. Now, let's keep the ball rolling, shall we? Like I said, we've got a lot of ground to cover today. So let me introduce you to our first speaker of the day. A little bit about him. Abdel Rahman co-founded his first venture called Leadership Factory in an attempt to make the concept of leadership development accessible among the youth. Through the past 10 years, he's had the opportunity to deliver more than 10,000 hours of formal and informal training for youth in different settings across 73 countries and territories, aimed at youth empowerment and leadership development. After a 9-year journey, Abdel Rahman served as global president for ASEC, which is a youth-led organization striving to achieve peace and fulfillment of humankind's potential by activating leadership in youth through learning from practical experiences in challenging environments. Currently a Schwarzman Scholar, Global Affairs Master's student at Tsinghua University, and an aspiring serial entrepreneur with a portfolio of 3 startups in edutech and health tech. Let's welcome, all the way from Cairo, Egypt, the managing partner of the Major Oak, Mr. Abdel Rahman Ayman.
So first of all, I wanted to say thank you, Carla. I appreciate it. Thank you for the introduction. And picking it up from there and just going directly into the topic. Today, I'm going to be talking a little bit about how to stand the test of time and remain future-proof. But the key there, when you think about it, is like while preparing for the topic, I was thinking about all those different emerging technologies, all those different new businesses that we see out there today, and reflecting on how these past 10, 20, 30 years have been when it comes to the emerging economies, when it comes to the emerging technologies, the changes and shifts that we've seen in different businesses has been quite fabulous. It's been quite fantastic. And it just comes very strong to my mind how, as a generation, we're very lucky where we've witnessed the birth of the internet, let's say the rise of the .com, and then even the burst of that bubble. And at the same time, we've seen things all the way from dial-up internet to ADSL to 4G and now to 5G internet with different varying speeds, but also with extremely, extremely progressive technology that we're arriving at. But when we look at those decades, when we look at those times, not all businesses were necessarily capable of making it. And a lot of businesses tanked. A lot of businesses didn't get the opportunity to be standing today on the forefront of technology and say, you know what, we've emerged. And that's the bigger part of the conversation that I wanted to have today, which is basically, what do business professionals, entrepreneurs need to do in order for them to be able to make their business future-proof? What do they need to do in order for them to be resilient to disruption? What do they need to do in order for them to be able to ride the next wave, as we would say? I think current times presented us with an extremely big challenge that is, I would not say unprecedented, because a lot of people come and say what we're facing today with COVID-19 is unprecedented. And I would like to look a little bit back in history, maybe just over the past 3 decades. And I would tell you that what we're facing today with COVID-19 might be unprecedented in terms of the challenge it presents as a global pandemic, but it's not unprecedented when it comes to the economical challenge that it has to offer. A lot of people from an economics perspective describe the economic impact of COVID-19 as what Nassim Taleb described as a black swan event, which is an event that is massive, large in magnitude, and has an incredible and long tail impact that is lasting. It's instantaneous, but is lasting to a specific amount of time, and then it subsides. So maybe as much as people would like to describe this as an unprecedented economical situation, I would say it is a precedented economical situation. And within that itself, we can look back into history to be able to find learnings onto how to be able not only to overcome, but to be able to rise in a much more resilient format as an economy. So if we think about it, what did those people do, or what did our ancestors do, ancestor businessmen and entrepreneurs do, in order for them to be able to overcome such immense, let's say, challenges with great magnitude? 2 things we're going to be discussing today. First thing is innovation, and we're going to be talking a little bit more about innovation for these upcoming 3 to 4 minutes. When we think about innovation, a lot of people would always think of like disruption, or doing something that is extremely new, or doing something that's super outside of the box. But I'm here to like put a small caveat into that thought today. When we think about innovation or businesses that were capable of building resilience through innovation, we can look easily at McKinsey's 3 horizons of innovation model. And that necessarily dictates the following. A first horizon of innovation that businesses need to look at, or corporations need to look at in order to remain resilient, is looking at their current existing business model and making sure they're capable of defending their core business. The focus in that first horizon of innovation is executing to defend, extend, and increase profitability of existing business. And that's where you start. Because if you start only thinking about tomorrow without thinking of how can you ensure today is future-proof, then you lose. Then you lose completely your business, you lose your identity, and you lose the core value proposition that you're capable of offering to your customer base. Once you were capable of doing that, so executing to defend, extend, and increase profitability of your existing business, we move on to the second horizon of innovation, which is what we would say very simply, nurturing emerging business, or capturing rapidly growing business opportunities. And the idea here is, how can you be able to move certain amounts of resources and initiatives to build new business verticals that can generate further economic opportunity in rapidly growing fields. So for example, let's say it's a lateral type of innovation where if I'm a telco business, like my host today, how can I start looking into 5G? That would be my ability to defend my current core business, which is providing internet technology services, for example. But then at the same time, while rolling out 5G, because that's what's going to enable me to compete today, I started doing some research on 6G technology, or I started doing some research on the next big thing when it comes to wireless internet technology, for example. Then once you have that, once you've landed or put resources into your first horizon of innovation, which is defending your core business, invested in your second horizon of innovation, and nurtured emerging business, we look at the third horizon of innovation, which is basically creating genuinely new business opportunities. And what I mean here by genuinely new business opportunities, it's uncovering options for future opportunities and placing bets on some of those selected options. These are ideas that might not exist at all in the current realm of company's ecosystem or within the company's value chain. But we see within them incredible opportunity for economy in the long-term future. Here, when we're talking about the third horizon, this is a long-term game. So if you think about it, it's almost like short-term game, medium-term game, long-term game, and distributing the resources between the three, and not evenly. 50% goes into horizon number 1, 30 into 2, and 20% only or less into horizon number 3. Again, when you think about innovation or incremental innovation is important as much as disruptive innovation. And if a company is capable of landing and nailing both those two things in tandem, then it would be necessarily capable of building a healthy, innovative ecosystem within its value chain that can enable it to head into the future. So this is the first component, innovation. The second component to be able to future-proof your business, future-proof your organization as an entrepreneur or business professional is, from my very humble perspective, sustainability. And what I mean here by sustainability is not just the flashy words, sustainability this, sustainability that everyone is trading around and pushing around at this point in time. But what I mean here by sustainability and sustainable practices is how can a business or an organization that creates value look at creating value across the triple bottom line of people, profit, and planet, caring for its own employees, its workers, its extended stakeholders across its stakeholder map, creating mutual value that is genuine value, while in the same time ensuring that it does not disrupt ecosystems in which it exists. How can we also care for this planet that we live in? How can we also care for the environment and the value chain that a specific company adopts, while in the same time maintaining a healthy bottom line, a healthy, profitable bottom line? Sustainability practices used to be back in the day like a niche thought that some companies choose to adopt or not. But in the time being, when we look at even something as simple as consumer trends, consumers want to purchase brands of value, want to purchase brands that portray or at least showcase a more purposeful approach towards how they adapt to their day-to-day business. Generation Z and millennials, when they're thinking about which employers to join, what companies they would want to work for, they start asking questions such as, okay, what's the purpose of your company? What is the core value that you're offering to society, to your employees, to your ecosystem? So adopting sustainability practices nowadays is not something that is of a fluffy format or something that is just for the few and not for the many. At this point in time, any consultant that you would talk to, whatever it is industry that they're consulting, if asked by their clients about their willingness to adopt sustainability practices, there would always be a green light go-to of how can we build the roadmap towards making that happen. Not only for the purposeful side of it. So the purposeful side of it is important, which is caring for people and caring for the planet, but also for the side of the bottom line and how this can ensure building a resilient business model or a resilient value chain that can be able to withstand into the future. So that in bulk is the second component. So we looked at innovation, we looked at sustainability. Bringing those two things into play enables businesses and corporations to be able to pivot on a very flexible, let's say on a very agile base on their business model, because they can change and chop and shift their business models according to changes in consumer trends. They can chop and shift their business models according to changes in payment models, according to changes in ecosystems, changes in value chains, and changes in global supply and demand, basically, and remain relevant and resilient even during the most difficult of times. Because if me as a company, I'm capable of sitting on a flexible pivot and adapting, for example, my global supply chain or my global value chain according to different disruptions that happen at different times of challenges, then I would be capable of pushing through and being capable of maintaining a healthy, sustainable, profitable bottom line, even during times of extreme disruption. Chance favors not just the smartest, but also the most prepared. And if you think about it, companies that choose to do it during leadership time, I would call it. And why do I call it leadership time? It's leadership time because it's times when you needed to do it the least, but some companies choose to stand out there and lead in specific horizons. So companies that did it in leadership time didn't need to do it later on in times of disruption and challenge, because they were capable of taking those hits and riding those waves and even grow during times of extreme challenge. So where does your company lie across the spectrum? Are you investing more in innovating in today, in your midterm, or in your tomorrow? Where does your company lie when it comes to sustainable practices across your value chain? Big questions to ask, big questions for CEOs, entrepreneurs need to be able to answer during these upcoming periods of time. Because if you don't have answers for those questions, well, a lot of challenges are coming, and we don't know necessarily how or when those would be coming. But what we do know for sure is in order to be able to be resilient, these are the things that you need to rely on as some takeaways. It was a pleasure. Thank you very much. I hope I didn't take a lot of your time, and I hope this little talk had a little bit of value to add.
Our first speaker of the day there. Thank you so much, Mr. Abdelrahman Ayman. Now, at this point, everybody, I want to remind you, I think if you've joined us before here on E-Huddle, you already know, but if it's the first time joining us, I want to let you guys know that if you have any questions for our speakers who are here with us today, there's a little tab down below where you can send in your questions. You can comment on, not only comment on the discussion, but you can send us your questions. Because later on in today's program, we will be welcoming our speakers back on screen for them to answer these questions. So don't be shy. At any point, just pop into that comment box and let us know what your questions are, okay? We want to get to those a little bit later. Now, until then, we're going to keep on going here, and I'm going to introduce our partner speaker of the day. Now, our partner speaker is an SD1 sales lead at Cisco Systems for digital network transformation of customers in the ASEAN region. Together with the global Cisco team and partners, he manages the sales and strategizes these business transformations in the public and private sector, including governments, telecom operators, service providers, and enterprises in different vertical markets. Previously, he worked at IBM, AT&T Global Network Services, Sun Microsystems, Motorola Solutions, and he was for 15 years CEO and founder at Globeron, where he regularly spoke at international conferences organized by the United Nations ITU, or International Telecom Union, BICSI, WLPC, or the Wireless Professional Conference, about strategies for wireless, of course, Wi-Fi, IoT security, and service-oriented enterprises. Let's welcome our partner speaker of the day, SD1 Digital Network Transformation Sales Lead for Philippines, Thailand, Vietnam, and Indochina, Cisco Systems, Mr. Ronald Van Clunen.
Thank you, Ms. Carla, for the introduction. So today we're going to have it over the building a resilient distributed enterprise for the next normal. Like you see in the pictures, we all face these challenging times. So my name is Ronald Van Clunen. I'm the ASEAN sales lead for digital network transformation and focusing on SD1. So work will never be the same. So you see that the future workforce is distributed. And they're actually asking this questionnaire to see from when will people return to the office. And you see that 26% never probably will return to the office or to the usual workspace, so to say. And business travel never may be the same again as well. So you see also never 51% that it will be the same as before. Digital transformation is accelerating. Now, because of this pandemic, you will see that it has an impact on how people work and how actually the connectivity finds place as well. And that accelerated the digital transformation journey for a lot of organizations. So, and where the future is ever changing, if you look to yesterday's environment where people were traveling, working at the offices, that changed to today's where almost everyone is working remote from home. And tomorrow it will be kind of a hybrid situation. Some countries, people go back to the office and some people still work from home. And that is changing, right? And nobody expected that before. So if you look at our own organization, our Cisco experience, overnight we had to work from home as well. So before the pandemic, like 30,000 people had remote connections to our network resources and our applications. But that changed overnight. And you see that 170,000 connections had been set up when people had to be working from home. And that has an impact, right? It has an impact on the network connectivity back to our data centers where the applications reside. It has an impact on the bandwidth requirements, especially when everybody is doing a video type of communication, connecting back to the office. And that resulted that a lot of people had to work very hard to make sure that those IT reserve services and resources were available. And so also for other companies, right? A lot of organizations were not ready suddenly to work from home, or they did not have the resources to get it all to work again and to stay in business, looking into the business continuity in particular, to run the business and to serve their customers. So the pandemic accelerated key technology trends. Okay, so what used to take a decade now took only 8 weeks. So you see, for example, e-commerce grew 27% in March, April last year. And that grew exponentially. And you probably know it yourself. Maybe now you order products online and you don't go anymore to the supermarket or to the retail shops to buy all your stuff. Cloud services grew 50%. Also has to do with this pandemic because people cannot meet physically anymore, and they use now online tools to communicate, but also to do business. Video conferencing, as I mentioned, big impact, right? People want to be connected, people want to see each other to do business, and that accelerated for a lot of organizations. And always cybersecurity is on the top of the mind because now we're connected to the internet, everything seems to be on the cloud. So some people are concerned about the security aspects. So cloud security need to be integrated. So key principles of building a resilient enterprise architecture. So there should not be a compromise on the employee safety, security, productivity, and the experience across the flexible distributed work environment. Okay, so you're not back in the office anymore, you work from home, but the safety and security is always priority number one. Flexibility to shift and scale IT capacity, capabilities, and resources. Right? Like I mentioned in the previous slide, there's a huge demand on the IT resources and the connectivity needs. And how do you apply that in your organization as well to make sure that you're sustainable and can connect your employees to the resources? and availability to develop and automate new capabilities. That means you still do your business, but your business evolves. So can you still improve your business processes, improve IT resources, improve IT services you give to your customers? And how do you do that remotely? So we need to look into business policies that need to be enabled, particularly on security, as I mentioned earlier, but also on the QoS, the quality of services you provide to your end users, but also for maybe employees connected to the network. They look into the quality of experience, the QoE. Are they still having that kind of performance they need on the applications, or do they get disconnected because some security policies have been put in place? And that results into a resilient IT operating model. Okay, so some changes have to be in place to make sure that the services and service level agreements can be met. Now, how to build a resilient distributed infrastructure? On the left side, we see distributed workers and things. So the temporary workplace, branch or campuses, the remote worker, and the devices. Devices are IoT devices, Internet of Things. You see now in a lot of organizations that facilities, the facility department who takes care of door control, door access control, cameras, air conditioning units also suddenly need to be monitored, and they want to be connected on this network as well. Now, it really depends a bit on the industry. If you, and the nature of work, if those people can do their work in those remote offices or not. Okay, so some jobs are really dependent on the physical need to be in touch with persons. Within Cisco, we have all these kind of facilities available, so we can work from home. We can work at a coffee shop, for example, to get connected. And for the IT devices, you also need to look into the security aspect, that it is not consuming all the bandwidth. Now, where do those end users go to? They go to applications, and those applications can be distributed. They still reside in your own data center. We see a big trend of applications moving to the cloud. So think about Office 365, so like in a public cloud, as AAS, software as a service, or maybe you build your own services in the cloud as well. We call it infrastructure as a service, the IaaS. And VDI stands for virtual desktop integration, where you do kind of a remote screen connection to those applications in the cloud. Now, to interconnect those, we need to have a secure cloud-first infrastructure. So we work securely from anywhere, at home, at the coffee shop, at your branch location, at the office. Collaborate from any device. So collaboration is this type of technology, right? Like video communication. You can do it on your laptop, your tablet, or on your mobile phone, or maybe you have a large screen in your organization, and it all needs to be interconnected so that easily you can switch from one device to another device, maintaining the collaboration tools to share information between your colleagues. Manage from anywhere, so visibility is very important to see from what kind of applications are going over your network end-to-end, and can you troubleshoot it end-to-end as well. So that means analytics need to be in place, and the middle part, the automation, is important because all those policies that need to be distributed, you want to use one push of the button and make sure that security policies, the quality of service policies are kind of standardized to all your different locations. So maximize experience and productivity that actually results in the combination of all the infrastructure components, the management tools, and to get information out of this infrastructure so that you also can apply artificial intelligence and machine-based learning. So let the technology help you to work for you to get better business insights so you can make better business decisions. So we have a broad portfolio of capabilities, focus on distributed workers and things. So employee and site safety is very important. So also think about returning back to the office. Make sure that there is social distancing at the office, the way how you walk in the office, cleaning and so on is important. Secure remote access, as mentioned, using VPN technology, automation and zero-touch provisioning. As I mentioned, how to distribute policies end-to-end. A secure cloud-first infrastructure. So optimize connectivity and scalable capacity. How can you scale? Because mobile devices grow exponentially. Mobile devices, they're connected to your infrastructure and they consume a lot of applications. If you look at your own mobile phone, how many applications you have, and they continuously need to be connected to the cloud, that has some impact on the bandwidth and the capacity of your network. So it needs to be scalable. Application and cloud service experience. So the experience is very important, right? If the application works, but it is too slow, you have complaining end users. So you need to be able to address those issues. And a common policy and segmentation. Don't do manual configuration of security policies all over your locations, but make sure that it's standardized and you can push it. That's also important from a security compliance perspective. Distributed applications and services, so secure communication for and collaboration tools, hybrid and multi-cloud delivery, and remote visibility and assurance. Now here's a blueprint. I will not go into detail, but you see that's important that all those components come together. The collaboration piece for the video conferencing as an example, the security piece, the infrastructure piece, data center, and mobility. Now, to come back to collaboration, you see nice features coming into the picture. This is important for a remote workforce as well, like, for example, noise reduction and speed quality. And nowadays, people work from home. You have a lot of those background noises. And this type of technology can help you to reduce this type of unwanted noise. Or maybe you have kids screaming in the background, right? And that will help to reduce it as well. Also, translation services are integrated. If you have to deal with other countries, for example, and they don't speak the language, or you don't have access to a translator, this type of integrated translation services come into the picture as well. So empower distributed work in a cloud accelerated world. So secure remote work, secure communication, collaboration, secure remote access, automation and zero touch provisioning, as I mentioned before, return to the workplace. Okay, the employee and site safety, I need to emphasize it one more time. That's really important. People are really concerned coming back to the office, all about the health and safety regulations. Optimize connectivity and scalability capacity and common policy and segmentation. The flexible multi-cloud is important. Why do I address multi-cloud? It is not one cloud you connect to. Different organizations connect maybe to Microsoft Azure, like I mentioned, with the Office 365 type of applications, Amazon Web Services, and Google Cloud Services. So your organization or your IT infrastructure need to be flexible enough to be able to connect to those three different cloud providers and more if you use your private cloud or you need to connect to your data center. So the applications and the cloud service experience is really, really important, that it integrates neatly, but that the end users are not affected and that they have a good user experience. Visibility and assurance need to be end-to-end as well. From the endpoint device, the end user, that can be your laptop, mobile phone, but it can also be an IoT device, all the way over your Wi-Fi infrastructure, your wired network, your wide area network to the data center, and with integrated security. And that results in a resilient distributed enterprise infrastructure where you use the concept of zero trust security and end-to-end visibility. So you see that service providers are going to adopt this as well, because the service providers, the telcos, they have connectivity throughout the whole country, and they need to help for those end users to make sure that that connectivity remains and that service remains for those end users, especially if they work from home. So I'll go quickly through 3 slides. So you see wireless access solutions are important. You see a big trend of Wi-Fi 6 or connectivity via 5G networks. I have a Wi-Fi background, but now if you count how many Wi-Fi devices you have at home, all connecting to that single Wi-Fi access point, that has some impact on the performance as well and the capacity, because Wi-Fi works like a walkie-talkie. One device communicates at one time to the access point. So you have to wait your turn for so that the other device can connect to your Wi-Fi access point. And now imagine if all your family members have all those social networking tools like Netflix, WhatsApp, Line, Viber, and so on, and they continuously need to be connected and they have multiple devices, that definitely is going to have some impact. So it's important that you have also a good Wi-Fi infrastructure in your home environment to be able to connect to those services. Okay, the video conference type of tools, the collaboration tools, very important, but it consumes bandwidth, right? Video need to be transmitted, voice need to be transmitted, and both are latency and jitter sensitive, right? So if there is a little bit delay, it has an impact on the way how we communicate, and that also has a requirement for the bandwidth and the way how this communication is optimized. Now, to be able to do that, there's a technology called software-defined wide area network technology that can help you to optimize and improve the application experience. So if you look at the pics on the right side, why should branch locations or people work from home connect via your own network, via your own lines to the data center and then go to the internet? You basically create a bottleneck. Okay, if there are a few users, it's okay. But if you have 10,000 of users connected to the network, definitely there will be a bottleneck somewhere going to that internet. So with technology like SD-WAN, software-defined WAN, the software will help you to look into application-aware routing, or we also call it direct internet access, that the application goes directly to the cloud. So all the social networking tools I was talking about, they can get consumed directly from the cloud to your end-user device, and basically not consuming extra bandwidth over your own corporate network resources. SASE is a term that you'll see growing as well, Secure Access Service Edge, because people now have a concern from, hey, I'm connected directly to the internet, what about security? Now, SASE will help you to integrate the wide area network connectivity with security. That means you have in the cloud firewalls, they verify the domain name security, the requests you do to websites, as an example, and more. Last but not least is also the end-to-end visibility and the performance of your network. Because how are you going to ensure that if you have a complaining end user, that you are able to visualize what is actually going on the network? You have to work with the service desk, the help desk, and they work with many people together, like wireless specialist, wired network specialist, application specialist, security specialist, data center specialist, and sometimes it's outsourced to another vendor. And you can imagine that maybe people start to pinpoint, finger pointing to each other from, no, it's not my problem, it's someone else's problem. So also technology-wise, we want to use tools which can help to visualize from where is actually the root cause, why an end user is having a bad experience of consuming those applications. And here you see an example where a tool like Thousand Eyes can help to show that end-to-end connectivity and pinpoint from here is a delay in our network or impacting the services of the end user. So in summary, so the business benefits of a resilient distributed enterprise architecture is the adaptability to new situations and recover quickly, the scalability to meet new demands with agility, the flexibility to collaborate effectively from anywhere, and the security to provide trusted experience for your employees, customers, and partners. So with that, I hope it gives you an insight how you can actually build a resilient distributed enterprise. So thank you very much for your attention.
Mr. Ronald Van Clunen, thank you so much for that talk and for, really sharing with us about, indeed, work will never be the same again. But I think in that lies a lot of opportunity for many of us. So very, very exciting topic, I think, very interesting and relevant for us in these times. And so again, I want to remind everybody watching, if you have any questions for Ronald or for any of our speakers who are here with us today, don't hesitate to pop into that comment box, that question box, and let us know what questions you have for them, because a little bit later in the program, we will be bringing them back on screen to just discuss these questions and try and address as many of those as we can. Okay, so don't be shy, hop onto that comment box and let us know what questions you might have. All right, so we're going to keep things moving here because, like I said, a lot of ground to cover today and a lot of great topics. And so our next speaker for today is actually your very own Ka-Eastern. So our next speaker is the Enterprise Segment Marketing Manager of Eastern Communications, having extensive experience in developing and strategizing promotions for the MSME and customer industries. He continues to share his experiences as a segment manager for the government and services industry. He graduated from the University of Perpetual Help with a bachelor's degree in marketing management. He is a certified marketing professional and has accomplished professional certifications in digital marketing, digital advertising, and cybersecurity. Let's hear from the Enterprise Segment Manager for Government and Services Industry, your own Ka-Eastern, Mr. Gian Kenrick Barcarce.
Thank you, Carla, and thank you everyone for joining us this afternoon. Thank you also to Abdo and Ronald for sharing your time and insights. So let's jump right into it. COVID really disrupted the world last year. It's changed the way we live and the way we work. Everyone, regardless of their background, was forced to adapt and adjust in order to cope with the changes the effect of the pandemic brought. Many businesses were forced to accelerate their digital transformation journey, and some plans that were only plans at that point had to be enforced or put into place suddenly. In terms of the vaccines, we were all still unsure of when they would be available or how effective they were going to be. It was really uncertain back then. While on the local front, the Philippines ended the year of 2020 with its worst economic performance at negative 9.5% since the country began releasing the growth data. Well, for this year, things have started to become better but still pretty volatile. We recently experienced an upward trend in COVID cases, leading to another round of stricter quarantine measures. But business have already started rebounding, and digitalization has been one of the keys to that. In terms of the outlook, as reported by PSA and NEDA, the expected GDP growth rate for 2021 could go back to the pre-pandemic level, ranging from 6.5% up to 7.5%, a 16 to 17% increase from the year 2020. Then shift happened. With what happened in 2020, we had to accelerate our digital transformation journey, and we ourselves had to quickly pivot and shift our focus even more to non-core or non-traditional products and services. From connectivity, which was our bread and butter, we had to transition to ICT solution to address the pain points resulting from the effect of the pandemic that our customers were experiencing. We strengthened our ICT solutions portfolio and also pushed forward with our expansion plans to be able to serve the requirements of companies outside our network footprint. Before we move forward, I want to share the story of Mercedes-AMG Petronas F1 team with you. Mercedes returned to Formula One in 2010 after a 53-year absence was more disappointing than they expected. The team's performance during the 2010 season was not so competitive. They lagged behind the leading three teams of Ferrari, McLaren, and Red Bull. The following year, the team finished fourth in Constructor Championship, again with no wins, podium, or poles. The following years were more of the same with little improvement. Before the 2014 season, they took a step back and analyzed what they could do better. By reimagining everything, they dominated the sports for 7 years and counting. Making this turnaround required innovation. They introduced a new engine design and other new technologies to F1. It also required building a cohesive team and the right talent, and it required leadership. Mercedes' journey from failure to success, and also what Abdo Ayman said earlier about sustainability and innovation allowing businesses to pivot, provides interesting insight as businesses everywhere are thinking of ways to bounce back from the effect of the pandemic had on their business. So our experience during the pandemic gave us a better understanding of our customers and their needs then and in a now or next normal. So how can brands or businesses bounce back and thrive the post-pandemic? We suggest that in order to come back stronger, companies should reimagine their business model as they return to full speed. Those who step up their games will be better off and far more ready to confront challenges and opportunities of the next normal than those who do not. There are 5 areas you can focus on. 1 is empower your customers. 2, reduce their risk. 3, provide long-term support. 4, refocus digital efforts. And finally, accelerate tech modernization. These are tips or insights coming from what we work for us based on what we experience, and is also based on the Year in Search 2020 report by Google. Empower your customers starts with listening to them and getting a better understanding of where they are currently and where they want to be. Understanding your customers would allow you to suggest products and solutions that would best suit their needs. Communication also bridges gaps and allows you to know really well what your customers needs at that precise moment. Don't sell just for the sake of making sale. transition from product selling to solution selling based on pain points or needs, work and collaborate with your customers, be it internal or external customers. This shift in mindset is something that we started in Eastern before the pandemic, but COVID accelerated our adoption of solution selling, which would have probably taken us a couple of years to do. We were thrust into it, and it's now our primary mindset. Because of this, we were able to adapt to their evolving needs better. Through our solution like Eastern Cloud, M365, and Teleworker Gateways, for example, we were able to empower our customers to adapt and adjust to remote working better. And they are now in a better position to thrive in the now normal. By listening to and empowering your customers, you will also be in the position to be able to reduce the risk for your consumer. Exploring offering flexible payment options to help your customers if they're experiencing challenges would do two things. First is you would be able to keep them as a customer instead of losing business. And second, increase likelihood that they would stay loyal to your brand. You have to remember, it costs more to acquire new customers than maintain or retain customers. Yes, it might hit your bottom line in the short term, but in the long run, it'd be more beneficial to you and your business. Explore free trials or try before you buy. By doing this, you will allow customers and potential customers to experience your service and see how it will benefit them. In our case, during the height of the pandemic, our conversation started with how can we help you? And we customized offers and solutions based on what we're experiencing at that time. For our government agency partners, for example, we provided them with IDS bandwidth upgrades so that they could handle the surge in their customers' online activities and transactions. And now they're doing better than they were a year ago. They're still loyal Eastern customers. We also provided free trials of Microsoft M365 to the public sector, government agencies, and some universities. They were able to experience firsthand how it enabled them to work remotely and still be able to collaborate effectively, and they transitioned to paying customers. Provide long-term support for your partners. Be a strong partner to your clients or customers by providing exceptional customer service from pre-sales to after-sales. This builds trust and loyalty to your brand. As you take care of your customers, they are also more likely to stay with you in the long term. To build your capabilities to make sure you provide quality and long-term support for your customers, consider capability building and partnering with providers or suppliers who provide trainings and certification in the products that they provide you with. This ensures that you would be able to provide more value to your customers. In Eastern case, we have continued to adhere to international standards and best practices. We've acquired accreditations and certification that establish our credibility and competency to provide support and maintain our network with stability and consistency. We are the first telco in the country to be ISO 9001-2015 certified, a testament to our commitment in continuously improving the quality of our products and services. We are a Carrier Ethernet 2.0 certified by Metro Ethernet Forum, enabling us to deliver multiple classes of service and manageability over interconnected provider networks. From a product standpoint, we are a Cisco Premier Partner, and this reinforced our expertise in network design and implementation. We are also a Microsoft Silver Partner, and through this, we were able to solidify our position as a technical expert in Microsoft Cloud collaboration and productivity solutions. We also make sure that our employees or our armies are equipped with the latest skills by sending them to relevant trainings and certification courses to build both their hard and soft skills. This guarantees that we at Eastern are able to provide the best support that our customers deserve. You also have to refocus digital effort. To adopt, company needs to quickly refocus their digital efforts, rethink customer journey, and accelerate the development of digital solutions. The emphasis will be different for each sector or each industry. For companies in services industry, this includes creating a seamless e-commerce experience, enabling customers to complete everything they need to do online from initial research and purchase to service and return. That covers the entire customer journey or funnel. For the public sector, this means digitalizing government services to promote ease of procedure, to streamline government service in accordance with the Ease of Doing Business Act, and this would align with the bigger picture of the Philippine Digital Transformation Strategy this 2022. From a technical standpoint, the enabler of all this is cloud, and In a recent survey, the role of cloud in Asia and confidence in Asian innovation by Alibaba Group, majority of the respondents, or 98% of the Philippine business, view cloud-based IT solution as an important factor in mitigating the impact of the pandemic. Also, 88% of the Philippine businesses said they are now more supportive of using cloud-based IT solutions to grow their businesses as compared to before COVID-19. Among the highest of the market surveyed, businesses in the Philippines are embracing cloud technology because it has given them the flexibility to adjust quickly and easily during the pandemic. We anticipate that more businesses in the Philippines will adopt cloud services for their core business in the near future. And last, accelerate tech modernization. We have 4 key success factors for IT modernization. To enable successful IT modernization at scale, you need to deploy a secure, modern IT estate that integrates technology platforms and enable change at the speed and pace your business requires. Build for speed and insights. Modern IT environment helps organization increase speed and unlock data for business. And enterprises are rethinking IT priorities in the face of rapidly changing business demands, and driving the change are demands for immediate cost saving, operational agility, and resilience and security. Modernization is a way for businesses to reinvent themselves and help them rapidly scale and shorten time to market. It means new ways of working that harness the speed of cloud and new cultures that value agility and innovation. So first is align IT with the business. The first crucial step toward modernization is alignment of IT and business strategies within the organization. Determining which improvement fit with the overall business strategy, finding opportunities to align with that vision, and developing a well thought out plan. This requires high level of collaboration and trust the organization to achieve the required business outcomes such as cost savings, flexibility, and business acceleration. The plans have to be reevaluated regularly to take into consideration any all the changes along the way. Second is simplify and optimize IT. To optimize cost, businesses can implement a technology refresh that includes lean processes and automation, improving workload placement, and eliminating unused or underused system service and data. Third is modernized application and data. This involves establishing priorities based on the business's needs and assessing and rationalizing the applications they are using, leading to cost saving, modernizing or transforming the application, enabling speed, agility, and further savings, or deploying cloud-based operating model, all while considering the security, performance, and financial requirements. Last is operate and secure hybrid at scale. Most large enterprises will have to maintain a hybrid IT state in the near term, so they need an operating model that ensures the business can respond to market changes and continue to secure a much broader ecosystem as cloud resources grow. In modern hybrid IT environment, organization can continuously innovate, provision assets on demand, and provide consumption elasticity while eliminating the IT's traditional fixed asset. This is also requires organizations to develop new strategies for working in harmony with resources on premises, in data centers or at the cloud and at the edge. The new operating model ensures integrated operation, intelligent automation at scale, and ability to leverage analytics, AI, and lean processes for greater insight and speed and efficiency. So, in a nutshell, increasing the speed of innovation and productivity of digital solutions will lead to business resurgence. And we at Eastern are committed to help you bounce back and empower you to achieve more. We haven't stopped and don't plan to stop innovation and providing you with solutions that you need. Innovation through our solution. Just recently, we announced our partnership with Cato Networks, a global enterprise networking and security company, to provide secure access service edge or SASE services to our customers. And as Ronald mentioned in his presentation earlier, this would allow all enterprise network resources, including branch location, the mobile workforce, and physical and cloud data centers to be unified, providing a holistic, agile, and adaptable service to the business. This is part of our commitment to provide world-class connectivity and more simplified wide area networking solutions to the enterprise sector, allowing them to continue to thrive in the post-COVID-19 world. Second is personalized service or high touch. On top of our innovative and reliable technology, one of our differentiator or main edge among our competitors that we are high touch. We are better when it comes to becoming responsive to our customers, and we delight them with our brand and personalized services. Delighting our customer is at the forefront of our brand of personalized service because we believe that human connections are equally important, especially during the uncertain or challenging times. We believe that advancement in technology should not be the all and the end all of an ICT solutions provider like us. It's time to bring back the human connection in businesses. Eastern Communication is here to change the way telco and ICT services are being delivered, where high tech is just as important as high touch. Our promise service consistency at scale. Consistency is the key. And of course, when it comes to services or customer satisfaction, consistency is one of the most important factors to consider. We at Eastern Communication, we always make sure to consistently deliver our services across all our present network footprint. What a company here in Manila experience is the same as what company outside Metro Manila will experience. This covers not only our services, but also our employees. To end, I like to leave you with this quote. Fearless is not being completely unafraid. Fearless is getting back up, doing what needs to be done, and being able to thrive in spite of the challenges and things that scares us. It's moving on and moving forward, having faith that someday things will change. And we at Eastern are here to help you with that. Again, thank you very much for having me and have a great afternoon, everyone.
Thanks so much, Gian Barcarse from Eastern Communications. Always so good to be reassured of the commitment of Eastern Communications, as well as to know, what's new and how they're evolving with the times. So thank you for that, Gian. Again, a reminder for everyone who's tuned in right now, if you have any questions for any of our speakers, anytime throughout this program, send those questions in the chat box because we have a Q&A segment that is coming right up. So don't be shy to send those in, okay? We would love to hear any questions you might have. So just pop it into that chat box and I'll try and get to those later, all right? But first, before we get to that, it is tradition here on E-Huddle to have a little bit of fun at some point, just to shake things up, have a fun little electronic raffle. And so we are gonna get to that right now just to add some spice to the mix as well. So we will be taking a short breather now to do exactly that. Now, how does this work? If this is your first time joining us here on E-Huddle, it is very simple to find out if you're the winner because we're gonna flash your name on the screen and all you have to do is take a screenshot of your name and then you gotta follow these instructions here. Really, really easy. Take that screenshot and send it to us at marketing@etpi.com.ph with the subject line Eastern Huddle 12 May 2021 raffle and all that info that you see there in that blue box. And that's how we're going to get in touch and that's how we're going to send you your prize. So make sure you stay tuned and make sure that you're ready to take that screenshot if you believe you are our winner today. Okay. Now, in just a minute, we're going to be finding out who some of those winners are. But first, let's take a look at what is at stake. What are you even going to win? So let's flash that on the screen right now. For our minor prizes, we have the Amazon Fire TV Stick 4K and Xiaomi Smart Band up for grabs. Lovely little prize. I don't think you even call those very minor. Those are some pretty solid minor prizes. And for our major prize of the day, we've got that JBL hybrid wire over-ear headset with the flip-up mic. Very, very nice prizes up for grabs here. So make sure you stick around because we're about to find out who the winners of our minor prizes are. And then later on after our Q&A, I'm going to be telling you who our luckiest winner of the day is with that major prize. Okay, so let's hop to it. Who is the winner of that Amazon Fire TV Stick 4K? The winner is, let's take a look. Jodel Lumaya. Congratulations, Jodel. Remember, you got to take that screenshot right now. I'm going to give you a couple more seconds to do that. Winner of the Amazon Fire TV Stick 4K. All right, congratulations to you, Jodel Lumaya. Now, one more minor prize here. Who is it going to be? Let's find out right now. The winner of the Xiaomi Smart Band is... let's see here. Miranda Makasieb. Congratulations, Miranda. Take that screenshot right now because remember, you got to send that to us to claim your prize. I'll give you a couple more seconds there. Congratulations to you, Miranda. Okay. Lovely. Now, if you didn't see your name on the screen, do not be discouraged. Maybe you are destined for our major prize of the day. So make sure you stick around until after our Q&A for that part, okay? Now, we are going to open up the floor. I've been teasing about it the whole time, but we are now finally getting to our Q&A segment where we're going to get to some of those questions of yours, okay? So, on that note, I'm opening the floor. We have with us again our speakers, Mr. Abdo Ayman, Mr. Ronald Van Clunen, and Mr. Kenrick Barkarsa, joining me here on the screen. Let's welcome them on screen right now. Gentlemen, hello, hello. Hi, everyone. There we go. I've got a little party on screen here now.
Hi, good afternoon.
Hi, everyone. Can we all hear and see each other just fine? You know how it is. We always got to check these days. Okay, let's all remember our mics are unmuted and you can all hear me okay? Can I get a thumbs up across the board? Make sure we're all good. All right, there we go. Excellent. Thank you, gentlemen. Now, guys, we've got 10 minutes to answer some of our questions that we've got here. And to those who are watching, there's still time to send those in. So maybe we can still, your question can still make it in. But for now, I'm going to start with a general question that is for all of you, actually. So we're going to be answering this from left to right as we are seen here on the screen. So Abdo, we're going to start with you. And the first question that is for all of you is, more enterprises are realizing that with the integration of the new technologies to the business operations, it's now time to serve their customers in innovative ways. What do you think is the best tool that they need to start utilizing in the now normal? The best tool they need to start utilizing. Let's start with you, Abdo. Oh, hold on a second. I think we've got a little technical hiccup. Just a moment. Abdo, could we double check your mic there, please? Okay, while we're waiting for Abdo to come back, Ronald, let's move on to you until he's back. Could you give us your insight on this first question of ours?
First check, can you hear me?
Yep, all good. Excellent.
Oh, okay, very good. Okay, so what is the most important tool nowadays is the tool what we're using nowadays, right? It's like a collaboration tools, video communication tools. And that's what I see for your customers and many organizations as well, to utilize those tools on different type of devices. That can be your desktop, that can be a tablet or a mobile device. And if you have maybe people who are in a remote area or in a rural area, then maybe the only thing they have is that to utilize video communication and to be connected and to work together, because all we need to stay at home. But very important, what I mentioned earlier, for video and voice communication, it is latency and jitter sensitive. So we need to have a good performance network to support all these applications.
Absolutely. I mean, it was part of your presentation, Ronald, that a lot of people don't even expect to be going back to the office or to be physically in the same space anymore. And so I see what you mean on how it is very important to have those remote collaboration tools. Abdo, I'm gonna give this another shot. Hopefully we're all good already with the connection. So Abdo, would you like to take a stab at this question again? Oop, do we still have him? I think it might be a little frozen. Okay, we're gonna try and go on to Gian first while we're waiting for that reset over there. Gian?
Yeah, hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for that question, Carla. And knowing the best tools or solutions you need to have or to start utilizing in the new normal is by really understanding first your line of business and the challenges your business has been facing. And once you know what you need to provide or what you need to address, then you can identify technological tools you really need for your business. And don't go digital for the sake of innovating your business. Of course, you wouldn't want to invest in something that in the end you'll regret having or
Right.
won't be needing eventually. And you still have to look for the main reason or identify the problems or challenges that your business needs to address. And if your business is into services, for example, of course, you need to go online to serve your customers in innovative ways. And having said that, technologies like cloud could help you innovate your business through cloud-based application, and also networking solutions like SD-WAN and secure access edge or SASE can reduce the time to develop new products and deliver them to market and respond to changes in business execution or the competitive landscape. And since businesses have been accelerating their investment in innovation and digital transformation, there's also an increase in online activities and digital services. And cyber threats have also rapidly increased, and that's why you need to have cybersecurity actions to protect from cyber.
All right, thanks for that, Gian. I think there's a good point there that it's not about transforming for transformation's sake, right? I mean, I think over at Eastern, you are very particular about making sure that the transformations that different companies adapt are relevant to their industry, and it keeps it lean, keeps it agile, not necessarily buying every new thing ever and hoping that you'll eventually use it. So thanks for that, Gian. I'll have a solo question for you in a bit. Abdul, good to have you back. Sorry about that. It happens
Thank
to the
you.
best of us. It comes with the territory,
Don't
I think. So
don't
maybe
don't
it's your
worry.
turn
Don't
now
worry.
to answer that general question. Same thing. What do you
Yeah,
think is
don't
the
worry
best
about it.
tool that we need to start
Thank you so
utilizing in
much,
the now
Carla.
normal?
Thank you so much, Carla. I appreciate it. And I'll build up on what Ronald and Gian were saying, where if you think about it, the other day we were talking about how companies can remain on the forefront by executing on different domains of innovation, right? Like distributing their resources between innovating to defend their current business model all the way to looking for new business opportunities. But if I would pinpoint from my perspective a tool that is most important for business and resilience where we're facing a global pandemic, I think that those most important tools are tools of data analytics, business intelligence, and data science. This is a time where corporations need to remain informed, to be upfront or ahead of the curve. This is a time where corporations need to be most intimate with their client base, customers, and users, and try as much as possible to be able to tap in and understand what are their ongoing needs, frustrations, and challenges to be able to ride through the wave while remaining intimate with their clients and customers. I think data related data analytics tools are, from my perspective, an extremely crucial cornerstone for companies to be able to overcome the challenges of current times.
Thanks for that, Abdo. Definitely agree on that because I think without analytics and without insights on your users in the digital space, you're kind of just taking a shot in the dark and hoping that it'll work, right? So I think it's very, very important to have. So this next question is actually for, I'm going to bring it back to you, solo question for you. And we're going to go a little bit closer now into a specific industry. Now, this question here says, do you have tips for companies such as ours in the services and hospitality industry and government agencies as well on how we can make use of the Three Horizons framework to bounce back and future-proof our business? So in those specific industries, services, hospitality, and government agencies.
Yeah. From my perspective, first of all, thank you so much for the question. If we look at the services and hospitality sector in specific, it's one of the sectors that was heavily disrupted and heavily challenged with the current situation and everything that's going on with COVID-19, especially when it comes to the full spectrum of their value chain. So if we look at things such as, imagine, compliance with COVID restrictions, travel restrictions, user and customer insecurity, a very, very demanding user base that all of a sudden cease to exist, and disruptions across the value chain. So I think when it comes to the Three Horizons of innovation, most important at this current moment is a very well balanced distribution between innovate or trying to defend current business models or current value chains through innovating in the way those value chains are implementing. So you see a lot of players in the tourism and service industry that's related to hospitality are trying to play around with digital tools, are trying to play around with COVID-19 restriction schematics that can enable them to offer a safe journey for all their users and customers. But in the same time, I think that this is a time where investment in how new norms are going to look like and innovating based on that. So looking at things such as building hedonistic brands and things that are related to eco-friendly tourism, mitigating customers' carbon footprint, things that are related to empowering local brands and local experiences. I think these types of innovations are going to be much more prominent in the second and third horizon of innovation when it comes to the hospitality industry. And players that realize that are going to emerge out of this pandemic, I think, with stronger brands that are capable of competing at a higher level.
Thanks for that, Abdo. And I think I definitely agree on having that balance. And I think it ties in with what Gian said, that it is a time to be agile about it and not necessarily completely take on a completely new model. You got to still see what still works from your old model and how you operate it, and just making sure that you can still smoothly transition, I think. And I'd like to say also that I very much agreed with what you said about businesses having purpose and sustainability, not anymore as a novelty, not anymore as a nice to have, but it is now something that people look for and maybe even have as a prerequisite to patronizing or even working for your business. So very, very good points there. I'm gonna toss this one next to Ronald. Now we've been talking, Abdo's been talking a lot about disruption, and there's been a lot of disruption we've been dealing with. And so Ronald, my question for you now is, how can Eastern and Cisco help me and my business adapt to the now normal and make sure that we're ready for the next big disruption?
Okay, that's a good question. I'm actually wondering what is the next disruption, because this one is a big one already, right?
It is.
I'm not looking forward to the next disruption. But if you, I think the main thing is connectivity. Connectivity, to provide connectivity to all of them throughout the whole country. That can be in the city areas, but also in the remote areas. And I like to show you a triangle, like if I show a triangle like this, and there are three components to the triangle. So if you look at corner one, we call it service level availability, but it is actually more the experience level availability of the end user, right? So how is the user experiencing those applications and connectivity? The second corner is more on the performance, because you can have availability, but if the performance is too slow, it will have an impact as well. You're not happy, right, as an end user. And the third corner is security, because all those communications need to be secure. You don't want that your data is on the street. If you look to those three corners and you move them into different directions, you will see that those three are always impacting each other. So the more security you apply, the less or the harder it is to provide service level availability. Think about authentication, right? Like entering all those passwords and doing multi-factor authentication. How irritating can it be sometimes, right? So that needs to be smooth for end users. So those three are always working together. Now, what you also will see is the trend with this now normal is that organizations maybe will not remain in the city. Okay, so if you look in Manila, it's congested. If everybody's not working at home and on the street, we have a big traffic congestion, right? Yeah. So maybe organizations move outside the city areas because it is cheaper and it is also reducing traffic jams, and people can work remotely in a hybrid type of environment. So it's going to solve some economic problems as well. So I think that are some opportunities, because maybe in the remote areas, Eastern doesn't have connectivity yet, but can look into that if organizations and businesses are moving to those other areas. So that's my view on it.
Thanks for that, Ronald. I definitely agree with that it's a perpetual balancing act, especially now for those businesses maybe that weren't necessarily, or maybe didn't necessarily have to be too digital or too techy in their operations, and now suddenly they have to be fully present online, fully present in the digital space. And so it's good to know at least that there are great partners that like Eastern and Cisco who can just help with that transition and help with that balancing act. So thanks for that, Ronald. Now I'm gonna bring it back to the services industry because I've got another question about that, and this one is for you, Gian. And it goes like this: the services industry took a big hit during this pandemic. How could a telco or ICT provider like Eastern Communications help service businesses adapt to the changing environment and move forward in the now normal? So this one's a specific one for the services industry.
Yeah, good question. And Eastern Communication has been helping businesses to provide quality services to their customers through strong and reliable connectivity solution, and which is greatly needed by businesses nowadays. And also one major enabler of various online services such as digital banking and online shopping and decentralized cloud. And Eastern as cloud provider could help enterprise innovate their business through the use of cloud technologies. And since cloud is the enabler of digital transformation, right? And providing quality customer experience over the web means that you'll have to protect your data and the data that your customers can trust you with. And we at Eastern are having security solutions that will help address that. And lastly, to adapt better to remote working, another solutions I can suggest is uh, being the teleworker gateway, and which Ronald also mentioned earlier, and which separates corporate and personal traffic, allowing you to securely forklift your office to home or anywhere your employees are working from.
Thanks for that, Gian. I think we've been having a nice flow so far on the topics and how they're all kind of related to each other, aren't they? And so I think for the services industry in particular, it is important to kind of follow the same trend and follow the same progression in terms of transforming digitally. And so I've got a quick follow up question actually for you, Gian, on that one. And this is just a quick one. It's, does Cisco and Eastern offer cloud solutions?
Yes, Eastern offer cloud services or solution. We recognize that business would harness the power of cloud in their daily operation, which is why we develop our own cloud platform, Eastern Cloud. And if you would like to know how Eastern Cloud and how Eastern Cloud can help you, and please do not hesitate to reach out our Eastern managers.
Thanks for that, Gian. Now, I like you said, we've got Easterns who are on standby in the chat as well, and I'm sure they'd be happy to reach out. And if you have any specific questions for them beyond this program, I'm sure they'd be happy to address them also. Okay, now, gentlemen, we are just about out of time for our Q&A segment, but before we say goodbye to the three of you, it's so nice to have company here on screen. But before we say goodbye, I would like to ask maybe each of you for a short closing message for everybody tuned in today. Abdul, maybe we can start with you.
Thank you so much, Carla. I appreciate it. And I'm gonna pluck on a thought that you shared earlier, which is we live in a world that might be disrupted by a global pandemic, but eventually, just like any other challenge that we face as humanity, it will subside. And we need to have faith in that, and need to have confidence in that. That optimism is support to be at the core of our business thinking and our mentality. It will subside. How can we use this as an opportunity to change, an opportunity to transform, an opportunity to bring purpose, sustainability, innovation to the forefront of what our corporations do and how they think? I think that is key if we want to remain resilient. And when faced by the next challenge, we'd say, you know what, we learned from that older challenge and now we're better prepared.
Thanks so much, Abdo, and thank you for taking the time to be with us today. I mean, you're literally on another continent right now, so thank you for taking the time to join today's session.
No worries. Thank you so much.
All right, Ronald, same question for you. Short closing message for us before we say goodbye.
Yeah, so we talk about a lot about technology, but I'm sure everybody has the problem of screen fatigue, looking always on those different tools. So I'm really looking forward that this pandemic is over and that we can meet in person again. So technology is great, but can never replace human touch, right? So I'm looking forward to that. Thank you so much
Absolutely.
for.
Definitely. I look forward to that day too. Maybe one day E-Huddle will just be huddle. And we'll all get to have these conversations in person. So we're definitely looking forward to that. Ronald, thank you so much
Yeah.
for your presentation today and of course for answering today's questions. Really, really appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Now, Gian, maybe you could wrap things up for us here with your short closing message.
Again, thank you everyone for joining us this afternoon, and we hope we were able to share useful insights that will help you better adjust in the now normal. Again, innovation is the key to surviving and thriving not only post COVID, but more importantly in the next disruption, and hope na wala na sana maulit. And Eastern is here to partner with you, and so please don't hesitate to reach out to your prospective account managers. And again, thank you very much and enjoy the rest of the afternoon.
Our three speakers of the day, Abdo, Ronald, Gian, thank you so, so much. And it's been a pleasure having you here on screen with me. So, three of you, take care. And again, a big thank you. Okay, everyone, it is not time to go just yet. We're nearing the end of our webinar of the day, but don't think I've forgotten a few key things that I mentioned earlier. So, don't you move just yet. Now, before we say goodbye, a couple more things to tackle, and it'll just be me telling you about it. And it is number one, we would really love to hear your feedback about today. Let us know what you liked. Let us know what we can do better. Let us know what you want to hear about next, even. So we're going to be flashing this QR code here on the screen. There you go. We all know how to use those by now, I'm sure. So we'd like to invite you to answer our post-event feedback form. It'll only take a minute, and we would love to hear what you have to say about E-Huddle and how we can improve and how we can prepare next episodes for you and next topics for you. So please do feel free to let us know your thoughts, okay? Very, very much appreciated. Now, again, we are getting closer to the end of our webinar, but I do still owe you that major prize, do I not? So let's head on back into that. I have one more major prize to give away for that e-raffle. And so if you missed the first segment where we gave away those great minor prizes, again, let me explain how this happens. If you are the winner of our major prize of the day, your name is going to be flashed on the screen. And if so, I need you to take a screenshot of that. Take that screenshot and send it to us. You've got those instructions there on the screen for you. So you got to take that screenshot, send it to us at marketing@etpi.com.ph with the subject line E-Huddle, Eastern Huddle, 12 May 2021 raffle. And all that info that you see there, very important. If you want to make it easier, just take a photo of this screen just to be extra sure. Okay, now again, let's take a look at what is at stake. We already gave away those two minor prizes. That was the Amazon Fire TV stick and that Xiaomi Smart Band. So let's take a look again at what that major prize is. It is a JBL hybrid wired over-ear headset with the flip-up mic. Congratulations to our two winners of those minor prizes. Those are nice and given away already. And the major prize, it is time to find out who the winner is. So let's get right to it, okay? Let's stop holding that suspense. So the lucky winner of our major raffle prize is Enrique San Andres. Congratulations to you. You're our major prize winner of the day. Enrique, you got to take a screenshot right now because you have to send that to us via email. I'm going to give you a couple more seconds to take that screenshot. Okay, congratulations to Enrique, our major prize winner, and to all of our winners of the day. So make sure to keep your communication lines open so that you can stay updated on when you can get your prizes, okay? So again, make sure that you took that screenshot and that you send it to us, okay? Now, again, I can't stress this enough, folks. We really, really want to hear from you. So we're going to be flashing that QR code on screen one more time. to invite you to fill in our post-event feedback form. And just let us know your thoughts. Let us know if you enjoyed today's program and what we could do better and what topics you'd like us to feature next time. And we would love to hear your thoughts, okay? So just scan that QR code real quick. And all right, that's about it for me. But at this point, before we say goodbye for real, we would like to hear from Eastern Communications Head of Sales, Mr. Michael Castañeda.
Thank you, Carla. We would like to thank everyone for attending the E-Huddle series. We hope you were able to pick up useful insights that you can take back to your respective businesses. Always remember that Eastern Communications is here to support you. Special thanks to our keynote speaker, Mr. Abdo Ayman, our partner, Cisco, and of course, my colleagues in Eastern, our industry head, Mr. Carlo Alzul, and Enterprise Segment Manager, Mr. Gian Barcarce. Your generosity in sharing your knowledge is highly appreciated. Eastern Communication wants you and your business to always stay safe and healthy even beyond these challenging times. Having said that, I hope you will continue to trust us, consider what we offer, and make our partnership stronger. We are your partner in rebuilding and strategizing your business in the new normal. Please watch out for the succeeding webinars. Don't forget to register for next week's run. That is on May 15 at 2 p.m. And for business and operational needs, you can always reach out to our account managers. It's pandemic time, guys. It's absolutely therapeutic to talk and have a good conversation. We're just here and ready to serve. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Michael Castañeda, wrapping it up nicely from our very own Ka-Eastern there. So big thank you, Sir Mike. Now, everyone, this is the end of our third session of the Inspire Fearless Transformation webinars. But we do have one more coming up, which is happening on May 19th. And of course, all of you tuned in right now are welcome to join us. So don't forget to register. Now, guys, surprise, surprise, I'm going to flash that QR code one more time because we just can't stress this enough. Like I said, we would really love to hear your feedback on what we can do better and how to know more, of course, about our products also. So that post-event feedback form it would mean the world to us for you to let us know your thoughts, okay? So just scan that before we say goodbye and fill that out real quick for us if you've got the time. All right. So again, that's just about all the time we've got for today. So we hope everybody had a good time with us. We know that we did. We got some great insights, great conversations. And as we were talking about earlier, we can't wait for E-Huddle without the E. But until then, we're so excited for future episodes. So make sure you register and stick around, okay? So that's about it. This is Carla Barreto signing off. Thank you, everybody, and we'll see you again next time. Have a great afternoon ahead. Bye.
Every business knows that true success comes from strong connections built and established over time. Whether it's a connection between you and your business partners or your company and your consumers. At Eastern Communications, we believe in a strong and personal connection. In prioritizing both our high-tech and our high-touch solutions, we bring back the human connection in the ever-expanding industry of information and communications technology. In doing so, we've amassed a wide array of various solutions designed to not only improve our clients' businesses, but to also create seamless experiences for their own customers. This is why customized solutions and strong connections matter so much to us. Keep your company files safe and secure through data centers and cloud services that allow easy access for your employees and are scalable to match the needs of your business. We understand just how important proper collaboration and communication are to the success of a business, which is why we can offer your company the proper tools needed to enhance collaboration efficiency, all while maintaining an agile and flexible network that is scalable to the size of your company. These collaboration tools are key to developing your business's continuity and are easily accessible at any time and from any device, all while maintaining the security your company needs. Speaking of security, no matter what stage of a cyber attack you are in, Eastern Communications will always ensure that your company is prepared with the help of the Cyber Defense Suite. From before the attack happens, during the time it's in progress, and even after it begins to damage systems and steal information, Eastern Communications is equipped with products and services for every phase. Eastern also provides relevant managed services that suit your company's needs. That way, you can better focus on running your business and leave the technical aspect up to us. Of course, every business needs reliable connectivity in order to maintain its day-to-day processes. Our world-class data services ensure the smoothest flow of data and information for your company. Together, we can help you create personalized networks that are well-suited for your company's specific needs, containing all of the benefits with none of the hassle. If it's internet you need, Eastern Communications Internet Services can provide your company with fast connections and high bandwidth availabilities. This way, you have access to flexible speeds and stronger connections to the internet. Lastly, we want to help you establish your own strong connections with your company's partners and customers. Eastern's voice services offers seamless solutions for your customer service needs and easily connects you to your customers. These are only some of the many solutions and services that Eastern Communications has established over the years for our many partners. And while we still have a long way to go, you can be sure that Eastern Communications will continue to be your partner and take you from where you are now to where you want to go. Together, we can all finish strong for our tomorrow. These days, a lot of companies are changing their business model and shifting to digital in order to keep up with the new normal. With this shift comes a new dynamic threat landscape that some companies aren't equipped to handle. Companies need a strong defense system in place in order to keep confidential files and data safe. The proper defense against these threats requires control across all phases of a cyber attack. From before the attack happens, during the time it's in progress, and even after it begins to damage systems and steal information. This is why Eastern Communications has ideal high-tech and high-touch products designed for every stage of the attack continuum, ensuring that your company has only the best in cybersecurity. Before an attack even takes place, your company needs products that discover cyber threats, enforce a strong defense system, and harden that protection so that the threats don't break through. First, Secure a next-generation firewall. This will filter network traffic to protect an organization from external threats. They also possess deeper inspection capabilities that give them a superior ability to identify attacks, malware, and other threats. Eastern's next-gen firewall continually evolves. Not only does it block malware, but it also includes paths for future updates, ensuring it is flexible enough to evolve with the landscape and keep the network secure as new threats arise. It is also equipped with a virtual private network, so that your employees can securely send and receive data in the company network. Now let's take a look at the solutions that can come into play during the time a cyber attack is in progress. Distributed denial of service is a specific type of cyber attack that disrupts normal traffic to targeted critical business applications and services, leading to angry customers and potential brand damage. Eastern's DDoS protection is capable of mitigating any type of attack on any website and is fully managed by a responsive, round-the-clock operations team, ensuring every real web visitor is never denied service. Another product is a web application firewall, which can help defend your company from malicious web traffic. Unlike regular firewalls, a WAF filters the content of specific web applications to catch harmful web traffic that other security measures might miss. Lastly, we have endpoint security solutions. During a cyber attack, these protect end-user devices such as company laptops, desktops, and mobile devices from being exploited by malware or other kinds of cybersecurity threats. Finally, to ensure maximum protection, let's look into the solutions your company needs after a cyber attack has begun damaging your network or stealing your information. First, you will require a managed security operations center, which provides 24/7 security monitoring as well as access to a shared team of fully trained cybersecurity professionals. To round off your company's impenetrable defenses, vulnerability assessment and penetration testing are crucial. These are security testing services your company can benefit from after a cyber attack. These testing systems focus on identifying vulnerabilities in your company's server and network infrastructure. Afterwards, it gives your organization a detailed view of potential threats, enabling your company to adapt and better prepare your defenses for future attacks. As your company makes the transition to more and more digital services and protocols, take that extra measure to protect your organization from outside threats. It's important to keep your company's network and data secure through every phase of a cyber attack. In the new normal of business in the digital landscape, let Eastern Communications provide your company with the cybersecurity it needs to stay safe and have a strong tomorrow. Emergency situations and global crises has had a profound influence on how people live and work, with many employers adapting remote work arrangements. Aside from a stable internet connection and the right productivity tools, companies and employees must ensure that their devices and data can be securely accessed, as if they were still in the office. Which is why Eastern Communications presents the Eastern Teleworker Gateway. Eastern Teleworker Gateway is an enterprise-class firewall, virtual private network gateway, and router. Each model is designed to securely extend cloud-managed networking for employees, IT staff, and executives working remotely. It allows administrators to deploy network services including voice-over internet protocol and remote endpoints with automatic zero-touch provisioning. Additionally, it provides wired and wireless access and increases end-user productivity, creating a secure and worry-free internet connection for your employees. Eastern Teleworker Gateway makes it easy to extend your company's corporate local area network to remote sites across the country, without requiring your employees and devices to install VPN software. Eastern Teleworker Gateway also enables traffic shaping, allowing you to regulate network data transfer, ensuring important applications and traffic are prioritized. So what does this mean for your employees and staff who are working remotely? It's easy to set up. Creating a new remote site is as simple as adding a remote network in your company's user dashboard. Once you've keyed in the access points and SSIDs of your employees, everyone automatically has access to your company's secure network. Eastern Teleworker Gateway also provides secure access to your company's main network from anywhere, with remote access points automatically establishing a secure connection to the company head office. This allows effective forklifting of your office to your employees' homes. It lets your company stay connected with voice and data by granting administrators the capability to monitor and manage the entire remote office infrastructure through a private company telephone network. Finally, with centralized management, problems can be diagnosed remotely using built-in real-time diagnostic tools. Even small-scale IT staff can be empowered to manage large distributed networks via the internet from anywhere. Eastern Teleworker Gateway is the ideal solution for teleworkers based at home, small branch offices, temporary sites like events and conferences, and your employees in the field. This ensures that your employees and executives have the same in-office network experience while working remotely. This is just one of many solutions that Eastern Communications can provide your company in order to maintain your strong connection, not just for your customers, but for your employees as well. With Eastern Teleworker Gateway, we can help your company move towards our strong tomorrow.